What's up, guys? I hope you're all doing well, and thank you so much for watching my review for the 35th installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Captain America Brave New World, as Sam Wilson now takes the reins as Captain America. If you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, Captain America, or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think you probably should to get caught up, but I mean, I think everybody's pretty much caught up, mostly at this point. There's now 35 of these movies. So, yeah, I feel like you either saw them or you didn't. And this movie takes place after the events of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And Sam Wilson is now officially Captain America. He's taken the reins. That show, he was kind of balancing in his head if he was going to accept it or not. The whole John Walker thing. And by the end of that show, he took the mantle. Here, he's got the mantle from the start, which I appreciated. And I think right off the bat, Anthony Mackie is terrific in this movie, and this is the best we've ever seen him in the MCU. I was a little worried. I wasn't sure how he was going to work as a leading man. I thought he was great as a supporting character, as the Falcon, but he is great as Captain America. I am totally into it, and I love Chris Evans, and I don't think anything's ever going to touch that. But what he's doing, I'm a fan of it. It's just like another actor playing Batman. You know, I'm into it. So that all worked. The new Falcon in the film, a lot of people I've been reading aren't too fond of him. Maybe they think he's kind of annoying or his jokes don't work. I think his jokes really didn't work either, but I liked the bond that he has with Sam. And the bond that the two characters have is pretty palpable, and it comes off the screen. You could tell these guys really care about each other. So they're a good duo. And Harrison Ford coming in as Thaddeus Ross. Look, William Hurt is irreplaceable, and he has been playing this character since 2008. Passed away in 2022, I believe, and his final appearance in the MCU was in Black Widow. And he looked very sickly in that film, and she even mentions it on the phone with him. Hey, it was something about triple bypass or whatever. Here, he's looking better. How is he looking better? Why is he looking better? It's explained. And I was pretty happy about that because I wasn't sure how this movie was going to go. There's been a lot of reshoots, and you've been hearing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, or maybe you haven't. Maybe you're just a casual movie fan that's looking for a review for the movie. You just want to know if it's good or bad. I've known for a while that there's been reshoots because the test screenings weren't going that great. And you want to know what? The movie didn't turn out all that bad. I think people want to hate on the film just because they want something to hate on, because they want attention. I don't know. I don't think this movie's great, but I think this movie's good. I think this movie's better than Thor: Love and Thunder. Light years better than the Marvels. It's better than Ant-Man: Quantumania. It's better than Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. It's a good film. Now, does it have problems? Yes, it certainly has problems. The script, which I liked the story, what's going on with the villain, how Ross is trying to reconnect with his daughter Betty, played by Liv Tyler. You see elements of the Incredible Hulk film that kind of bleed into this, where it kind of feels like an Incredible Hulk sequel at times. I liked all that because I like that Incredible Hulk movie. I think it's kind of underrated. I don't think it's one of the best MCU movies, but I like it. And you want to know what? I think this film is probably right along the same ranking that I would have that movie, to be honest with you, for different reasons. I think the script here probably, if the script was stronger and things paid off a little stronger, this probably would have been a top tier MCU movie. But because the script is not as strong and probably the reshoots had to do with that, it's just not as good because of that. But the story beats I did like, and I thought the story beats were good in the movie. It plays very much like a spy espionage film, like The Winter Soldier, the film that came out over a decade ago, which I think is a top tier MCU film. And even Civil War. I mean, the Captain America movies have been the top tier for the MCU. The first Captain America movie is good, but it's not great. I would say that it's better than this. I would probably say this is the weakest of the four. But when you add Winter Soldier and Civil War, all leading up to what we got in Infinity War and Endgame, I just think that those movies were just in a different conversation of quality. But this, I feel like we're getting back on track. I really do. Now, the visual effects, hopefully we get back on track with that because the visual effects are not great in this movie. And that's probably because of all the reshoots. They probably didn't have a lot of time. But the green screen in this movie is kind of appalling at times. There is a couple shots at the end of the movie with Sam Wilson, and he's talking to somebody, and it looks bad. It looks really bad. But it didn't like tank the movie for me because we've had questionable CGI in recent Marvel things as well. So that's kind of what we've come to expect. But hopefully we get back to great effects. I think Deadpool and Wolverine had great effects. And you want to know something? I think this movie, even though I probably am going to give it the same rating, I liked this probably slightly more than that. I think that the movie just worked better for me. The villains in Deadpool and Wolverine are like my main issue with it. The villains tanked that film for me. I think that the Matthew McFadden character was just trying to be funny the whole time, and he wasn't serious, and I couldn't take him seriously. And the other girl, Emma Corrin, the Cassandra Nova character, she didn't really have anything to do. You know, she gave a good performance, but I mean, she really didn't do anything in the movie. So I thought the instrumental score was not great and not memorable at all. I mean, you had so many opportunities that you could have played the Captain America theme. It's not a Chris Rogers, a Steve Rogers theme. It's a Captain America theme. The you could have played that very softly in the background in certain moments of this film. It would have worked, and it would have added a lot of depth to it. And also, there's a theme in that original Incredible Hulk movie. You know, if you can remember when the credits open and it goes, I'm not going to do it because I'm not, my mouth is not an instrument. But the build up to the bum 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 bum, to the Hulk theme in that movie, I think that could have been used here as well in a pretty prominent scene that you've seen in the trailers, the Red Hulk scene. Uh, I don't want to get into it that much because I feel like they probably shouldn't have given that away, but they did. But it works. It works. And that's the best fight sequence of the film. That's the only good action sequence of the film. The character of Isaiah Bradley is in this. He was also in Falcon and Winter Soldier. If you haven't seen that show and you're just going in to see this, you're going to be like, who the hell is this guy and why should I care about him? That storyline probably won't work for you. And it loosely works for me because I've only seen that show once and I vaguely remember what he had to do in that show. But I mean, they tell you who he is in this, so you just, you go with it, even though you probably don't care about it when you should. But I just think if the script was better, this would have been top tier. The villain, again, I like what the villain had to do and his motivation. But if it was written a little better, I think it would have been stronger. That's it. That's really where I'm at with this movie. And I'm surprised I liked it as much as I did. Giancarlo Esposito is in this as well. He probably was to do with a lot of the reshoots. He's not in the movie a lot, but when he's in it, he's great. And he didn't disappoint me. I thought as a supporting role, he was good. Some people thought he was underused. I thought he was used just enough. If he was in it more, I thought it probably would have felt forced, to be honest with you. So, yeah, look, in the end of the day, the movie's got problems, but I liked it. I had fun with it, and I liked the story. The story was good. And like I said, I've said it about 10 times now. I'll say it again. If the story was better written, this would have been a great film. So that's where I'm at. No spoilers here, but I'm going to give Captain America Brave New World 3.5 out of 5 stars. And I'm pretty happy to say that because I did not know how I was going to feel about this going into it. The MCU lately has had me, pretty much checked out. I mean, the Agatha show, I'm sure it's good. I've heard good things about it. I haven't watched it. I've just had a hard time getting the motivation to do it. Secret Invasion is the Nick Fury show. That took the life out of me. I basically had to take a break from MCU shows after that. That was terrible. And the Marvels was terrible. Thor Love and Thunder was terrible. I mean, just a lot of crap they've been pumping out lately. So hopefully we are on the right track. That's where we're at. So that's been it, guys. That's my thoughts on Captain America Brave New World. Comment down below. Do you plan on seeing the film? What are some of your favorite MCU movies? What's your favorite Captain America film? I think the common answer is Winter Soldier, but you're going to have a few people that are going to say Civil War as well. And I can see why they would. So leave that down below. Also hit that subscribe button. I just posted my early review for The Monkey, which doesn't release until next week. You could check that out now. Guys, you can follow me on Twitter and or X at Ranking72 and Instagram and TikTok at KingOfRises131. That's been it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for Captain America Brave New World. And until next time, over and out.